Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to every one of you who subscribes to my channel. I wouldn't do this without any of you because you keep it fun, so thank you. Join the Legion today to help decide next week's new character. It's time for another Darkstalker battle. It's the mega maniacal Jedi Doma versus the sadistic killer BB Hood. Little Red Riding Hood's pretty twisted in this game. Today we're bringing you the monster of blood and violence. From Dead by Daylight, it's Kaizen Yamamoka, the Oni. Born in medieval Japan to the honorable Yamamoka clan, Kaizen idolized the ideal samurai culture. A culture that, if you've studied Japanese history, you know full well didn't exist. The samurai culture was very far from ideal. As Kaizen grew older, he began to see the fall of his beloved samurai, watching as those he deemed unworthy, the peasant class, rise into their ranks. Eventually, the rage became too much for him, and he began a bloody rampage, killing these false samurai and bringing glory back to his class. Eventually, Kaizen found himself face to face with a samurai who was ordered to end the violence. Kaizen easily defeated and killed the samurai, but soon discovered the identity of this proud warrior, his own father. Broken and driven beyond sanity, his rage was unbound. Over time, Kaizen became known as Oni Yamamoka, and after killing his former lord and his loyal retainers, Kaizen was swarmed by the peasants and farmers he despised so much. Tired and bleeding, even these farmers were able to overtake and kill him, after he killed most of them. But that wasn't the end. Kaizen awoke in a strange realm of fog, transformed into the very monster the farmers feared he was. He was now the Oni. In his new form, his true self is unleashed. Now with the ability to absorb blood into himself to fuel his rage and strength, he is violence unleashed. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and Monsters of the Multiverse. We're using standard point array to make things simple should you roll for stats, and we are multi-classing, so keep an eye on minimums. We'll start things off with Charisma at 15. You were once the scariest man alive, though constantly covered in blood might be why. You are still scary though. Strength comes in at 14. You are nothing but muscle and rage. Mostly rage, but a lot of muscle. Con flies in at 13. You took down dozens of heavily armed samurai and then several dozen armed panicking farmers before you finally died. Dex is gonna be 12, you're big and not that fast until you completely lose your mind and go into a rage. Wisdom will be low with 10, and we're dumping intelligence. You have no impulse control and have no tactical abilities. It's run forward and smash. Kaizen was a human, but is now just a giant gray-skinned monster with a mask permanently sealed to his face. We need big, and Goliath from Monsters of the Multiverse is big. By the way, if you're a fan of the Oni Minotaur skin and would like to play that, just switch this to a Minotaur and it actually works pretty damn well. I just didn't, even though I really wanted to, because, well, you don't gourd people with horns, but go for it. Place +2 into strength and +1 into charisma. Little Giant gives you the athletic skill, and now you count as one size larger when you determine your carrying capacity and the weight you can push, drag, or lift. Mountain Born makes you resistant to cold damage. Stone Endurance lets you reduce damage with a reaction, lowering the damage by 1d12 plus your con modifier. You can use this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus between long rests. For background, take whatever you want. You don't have many skills and your class will give it to you. By the way, if you do in fact take the Minotaur as your lineage instead of the Goliath, give yourself athletics, because like I said, you have 3 skills and that's it. Alright, here comes the violence. Level 1 Barbarians start off with 2 skills. Take Intimidation and Survival. Unarmored Defense gives you an AC of 10 plus Dex plus Con when not wearing armor. Rage grants you bonuses when you lose your cool and start seeing red. With a bonus action, you can enter your rage and gain the following benefits. You have advantage on strength checks and saving throws. When using your strength to attack with a weapon, you gain bonus damage. And finally, you have resistance to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. Your rage lasts for 1 minute and will end early if you fall unconscious, do not deal damage for 1 turn, or take damage for 1 turn. While in rage, you cannot cast spells or maintain them, but that's not gonna matter because I'm not giving you any spells. You have 2 rages per long rest and your bonus rage damage is +2. Now I should say you can still wear armor if you want to gain the benefits of rage, just not heavy armor. Level 2 Barbarians now have Reckless Attack. You can grant yourself advantage on your first attack but cause all attacks against you to be at advantage until the start of your next turn. Danger Sense grants you advantage on dex saves when you can see what is causing the save, which is good because your dex is really low. Level 3 Barbarians gain their subclass. Zealot, found in Xanathars, is gonna amp up your completely justified rage. I know you can't see me, but no, there were air quotes around justified. Divine Fury channels more power through your rage. The first creature you hit each turn while raging will take an extra 1d6 plus half your barbarian level in necrotic damage. Warrior of the Gods makes you easier to raise from the dead. Literally. Any spell that is used to resurrect you, like Resurrection or Raise the Dead, doesn't need material components to do so. This will not apply to any spells that make you undead. You now have 3 rages per long rest. Level 4 Barbarians earn our first ability score improvement, Let's Grab a Feat. Crusher adds +1 to your con and improves your attacks with bludgeoning weapons. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with a weapon that deals bludgeoning damage, you can move it 5 feet to an unoccupied space, providing the target is 1 size larger than you or smaller. Also, when you score a critical hit with a weapon that deals bludgeoning damage, you can knock the wind out of them, and now all attacks against them are at advantage until the start of your next turn. Level 1 Fighters receive a fighting style. Great Weapon Fighting allows you to reroll damage of 1 or 2 on attacks made with a weapon that is being wielded with 2 hands that has the two-handed or versatile property. Second Wind lets you ignore damage to yourself by 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action once per short or long rest. Level 2 Fighters gain Action Surge. You can now give yourself a free action once per short or long rest. Level 3 Fighters now have their subclass. Champion, found in the player's handbook, is all about being the best. Improved Critical makes your attacks crit on a 19 or 20. By the way, this is a slow burn class, so sorry. Level 4 Fighters earn another ability score improvement. Place this into Strength for better attacks and damage. Level 5 Fighters receive Extra Attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Level 6 Fighters earn another ability score improvement. Place this into Con for better health and AC. Level 7 Champion Fighters are now Remarkable Athletes. You can now add half your proficiency bonus to all Strength, Con, and Dex checks that you make that already aren't adding your proficiency bonus to, like Initiative. You also get to add your Strength modifier to the distance you make with a running long jump. Level 8 Fighters earn another ability score improvement. Cap off Strength with a 20. Level 9 Fighters gain Indomitable. You can now reroll a failed saving throw, including death saves, once per long rest. Level 10 Champion Fighters receive another fighting style. Superior Technique grants you a maneuver from the Battlemaster subclass and a d6 superiority dice. Lunging Attack adds 5 feet to your attack's reach by burning a superiority dice and adding it to the attack's damage. Level 11 Fighters gain another extra attack. You can now attack 3 times with a single attack action. Level 12 Fighters earn another ability score improvement. Bump up Con again. Level 13 Fighters receive a second use of Indomitable between long rests. Level 14 Fighters earn another ability score improvement. Let's Take a Feat. Tough gives you double your current character level in HP and adds +2 to each level after. At this level, you're adding +36. Level 15 Champion Fighters now have Superior Critical. You now crit on 18, 19, or 20. Our final level is level 16 fighters, and you earn our final ability score improvement, Cap Off Con. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 20, Dex 12, Con 20, Intelligence 18, Wisdom 10, Charisma 16. Your total levels are Fighter 16, Barbarian 4. Let's dive in. You are a brutal fighter. Taking a great club as a Kanobo, you're dealing 1d8 plus 6 bludgeoning damage and then 1d6 plus 2 necrotic damage. You can attack creatures up to 10 feet away and add a d6 to the damage, and when you hit them, you can push them back 5 feet and give advantage to your allies when you crit against them, which you will do on an 18. Your health is amazing with over 200 HP. Taking the average, you have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, can re-rolled failed saves, can heal yourself 1d10 plus 16, reduce damage by 1d12 plus 5, and can return to life a lot easier. Downside: you're actually slower than your game counterpart. Your initiative is only 4 and your AC is only 16. Even if you're wearing armor, you can't have anything that can give you more than 16. Your soft stats are also bad, which makes you a spell target. Thankfully, your charisma is adding plus 3, and your wisdom isn't a negative, but your intelligence is. All these cons can easily be dealt with by just getting better stats. If you also free up some stat improvements, take another level in Barbarian for more speed. Finally, you deal no magical damage and will need a magic weapon, which will most likely happen. Rush into the fray and lay out your enemies on the field of battle, and most importantly, let your rage consume you to new heights of violence. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. Make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.